guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin if you're new here, and today, as I'm sure you've seen in the title, is going to be a house tour, or more specifically an apartment tour. And I really wanted to film this today, or especially around this time, because my husband and I are actually moving pretty soon. Within the next, I would say, 2 months or so, we're moving to California. And so with the holiday season coming up and, you know, packing to move, I figured this would probably be like one of the last times that I can kind of capture this apartment as it is. A little bit of background on the apartment is this is my husband's and our first place. Since getting married. It's our first place that we've had together, also out of college. And so when we first moved here, we didn't have anything. We had like absolutely no furniture, you know, to our name. And so as you'll be able to see from the video, a lot of the pieces that we have are sort of like hand-me-downs or things that we were able to score from our in-laws that they found for free. And you know, it's not my most ideal apartment situation, but I still wanted to capture it. My husband and he thought this was a good idea to capture it as well, because we've truly loved living here. It's been a wonderful little place to stay, to call our first home. And it's also another sort of thing that I want to add is that when we first moved here, we thought we were only going to be living here for 6 months, because that was the only sort of timeline that we knew. You'll know if you're familiar with the military at all that a lot of the times you won't find out like where you're going until sort of the last minute. So 6 months turned into a year and a half slowly, and so because of that we never really got the chance to like hang up any artwork or anything, but I'm still really happy with how the place turned out. And so again, I'm just sort of documenting this for our sake, and in case you're curious to see where my husband and I have been living for our first year and a half of marriage together. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, I want to apologize. This is probably going to be some somewhat shaky camera footage. I've never filmed this way before, like sort of vlog style, and I don't have a stabilizer or anything for my camera yet, so just quick disclaimer. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so starting off, that is our front door, and when you come in from the front door, we sort of have a little station here where we keep our like bags for errands, and like we hang up our keys. And then so when you first obviously come in through the front door, you get a look all the way onto the other end of the apartment. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and for anyone who is curious, because I know I mentioned in my military spouse video that the military does pay for our housing, so we live off base, and the basic housing allowance allowed to my husband and I, based on his rank and the fact that he only has one dependent, me, just covers our rent perfectly here. So first up, we have this closet. I'm not going to go into it for privacy reasons, but we call that the uniform closet because my husband obviously has 2 sets of clothing, his uniform that he wears to work every day, and his regular civilian clothes. So I'm not going to go into there for personal reasons. But walking into the apartment, we have a very open layout. Here's the living room. That's Pickles. So as you can see, I'm just going to give you a quick once over of the area, but we have a very open sort of living room, dining room, kitchen situation. And as I said before, a lot of the pieces that we have in here, we're super fortunate. Our in-laws were actually able to find for us for free, like whether if it was at like a Goodwill or even I think some of these things were found on the side of the road in like excellent condition. But anyway, so as you can see, we have a cat. His name is Mr. Pickles, like I mentioned. And we have never had an indoor cat before. I've had outdoor cats before. And so I've never really had to worry about things like cat habitat and scratching post type stuff. And I know having the scratching post up against the couch is like not at all very aesthetically pleasing. But to be honest, this couch was one of those items that I think like my in-laws got from like Goodwill or something. And so it's a great couch, like it's been perfect for us, but it's nothing like super expensive. So he has scratched at it a little bit, which is kind of like the risk you run when you have pets, whether it's cats or dogs. Like they do sort of take over your house in some way, whether it's like beds or toys or whatever. So, you know, I was thinking about moving these scratching posts before starting the tour, but to be honest, I'm just gonna show the apartment how it is and not trying to change anything just for the sake of the video. So he does use these because before we had these up against the couch, he was just constantly scratching the couch, but with the scratching posts up against it, he sort of leaves it alone. As you can see, he has claimed the blanket. He's just, oh, he's so cute. And this is his little like tunnel thing that he uses. You can sort of like squish it all together and make it, fold it up, that's the word I'm looking for. But we just always have it out because he does use it, and it's like really important when you have an indoor cat that they have enough, you know, activity in a day. So we have our nice little pumpkins here. That's like the extent of my fall decorating. And side note, I love this candle. It's from the brand Homesick, and they have different candles from like different states or countries or times in your life, and they kind of like the scent is based off of that, and it's really fun to have. It always reminds me of home because if you don't know, my family is living in Montana currently. And then if we step outside, it's actually one of my favorite parts of the apartment is our little balcony. So I do love plants. These are all my plants. I believe that every house you have should have some kind of plants because it just really adds a nice living element to the space, and it's been nice to take care of them while in quarantine. So this is, I believe it's called a fox fern. My husband actually picked this out for me. This is a yucca, which is not doing too hot because I didn't realize this because it was mislabeled when I bought it at Home Depot. I didn't realize it was a yucca, but it is just a warm weather plant, and it's not really meant for Virginia, but you know, it's hanging in there. This is a little fiddle leaf. This is some mint that doesn't look like it's doing too hot. It's been really gloomy the past few days. This is cat grass. I like this pot because it's got a little face on it. And then this is, why am I not thinking of it right now? Pothos. This is a pothos plant. But I love this guy. He has like the nicest little leaves trailing down. And then obviously American Pride. All right, so stepping back in. This TV was like super lovingly gifted to us by, again, my in-laws. When we originally moved in, we actually had a different TV. It was much smaller and it fit a lot better on the stand. So it's kind of funny because it's bigger than the actual TV stand. But you know what, we love this TV. We're gonna bring it with us to our next place and just get a better TV stand. Let's see, husband's Xbox, and he loves his music. So we have his massive speaker, which just so happened to fit perfectly in here. And then we have like our cozy little blanket basket for when it gets cold. All right, moving into the living room, or excuse me, the dining room. This table actually originally had 4 chairs. This was another thing that my in-laws picked up for us, but one of the chairs got like squished during the moving process, so it just never really made it into the house. If you can hear that, my husband's actually home. He's just trying to stay out of my way. I told him he didn't have to be in the video, but here he is. And so this little bar cart I actually got as a present for my husband, just because I wanted something to fill the space, because like I said, we didn't really hang up any artwork because we only thought we were gonna be here for 6 months. And we only found out that we would be staying here like longer in like 3-month increments, so there just wasn't really like a point in hanging everything up. If I can get this to focus. Come on. Yeah, so normally this has like actual handles on it, but as you can see, we don't have any left. I don't drink, but my husband does, so that's why I said this is more of a thing for him. Got some nice little books here. I want to show this book because I just got it recently and I haven't had a chance to read it, but I really am excited to see it, or to read it. It's called Accidentally Wes Anderson, and it's all about different locations around the world that look like they could be right out of a Wes Anderson film. And so I'm really, really excited to read it. That's gonna be like a, while we're traveling sort of read. And then my fancy Louis Vuitton book, picture from our wedding. All right, and moving on to the kitchen. This kitchen, we really, really lucked out because when we first moved here, We kind of had an idea of what the space was gonna look like, but we were honestly just so excited to get our own place that we, on the whole car ride over to move in, we were like, we don't care what it looks like, we'll make it work, even if the place is like really ugly. And when we got here, we walked up to the apartment and the maintenance guys for our building, they were like, hey, could you guys just come back in a few hours because we're completely remodeling the kitchen and you're gonna be one of like 2 apartments in the whole complex that gets a new kitchen. And we were like, yeah, like we'll go mind our own business if that means, you know, stainless steel appliances. So we're super happy with it. I love the dark wood. I love the stainless steel. I cook from home a lot. So I love this kitchen. It's a great amount of space. Like my husband and I can both be in here and it is not a big deal at all. Fruit bowl. Normally I like to have fresh flowers in here, but it's just, I've learned it's not worth spending like 20 bucks every week for fresh flowers that just die. Let's see. Also of note, this is probably our favorite cabinet. It's our coffee and tea station. I drink tea, husband drinks coffee. Oh, I got a package. If you are a tea drinker and you don't have one of these like automatic kettles, you have to get one. It's like such a lifesaver. And then this is a less exciting room, but we are so happy. Like we didn't realize that we were gonna get our own laundry room, which I feel like is such a luxury, especially for your first apartment. So as you can see on the hooks here, I have my fuzzy bathrobe that like makes me feel like I'm a member of the Night's Watch whenever I wear it. Nothing too exciting here, obviously washer, dryer, laundry, trash. But something that I will note, if you want to make your laundry room look like a little bit more snazzy, I would definitely recommend if you use pods to put them in like glass containers like this. I got these from Target and honestly it just makes doing laundry so much more fun because it feels like I'm like, I don't know, grabbing from one of those old-timey like candy jar things. And then we have, why am I not thinking of the word? Dryer sheets. And then in here, nothing special. It's just like cleaning stuff, cat litter, cat stuff. All right, so next I'm gonna go into the bedroom, and we have 2 bedrooms in this apartment, which I mentioned, and it's really cool because they're pretty much the exact same layout. They both have a bathroom attached, and so we were able to make 1 bathroom for my husband and 1 bathroom for me, which has just been like such a nice experience. But anyway, so coming into the bedroom, these flowers actually came again from our in-laws. Huge shout out to Ron and Gina, because as you can tell, they like really helped us furnish this apartment. But this was from them for our 1-year anniversary. And then here's my little outfit mirror. Hi, can you tell that I tanned? I'm just gonna quickly go into my husband's closet and bathroom. As I said, we both have our own bathroom, and we also each have our own closet, and a walk-in closet too, which has just been invaluable. So again, this is his stuff, so I'm not really gonna go into it, but just real quick look over. Again, I have the exact same layout for my bathroom, so I'll go into that more in depth, but it's just been such a blessing to have 2 closets and 2 bathrooms, like literally such a blessing. And this chair is called a Papasan chair. I know for a fact I got it from Pier 1. I don't know if Pier 1 is still even, actually I'm pretty sure they went bankrupt, so they're not even around anymore. But I love this chair. I had a one in green in my house, or in my room in Hawaii when I was growing up. And I love it. It is so comfortable. Our cat has like basically taken it over though. Like I got him this little cat bed and he never used it once. He immediately just took this chair. So I see how it is, Pickles. That's fine. And then this I'm not gonna go into because it's just like workout clothes, socks, all that fun stuff. And then this map of Whitefish, Montana I was actually gifted this in exchange for some content creation from Mapiful.com, where they can it's really cool. You can, you know, put in either your birthday or where you live, or just any location that means anything to you, and they will come up with really cool prints of like maps of important places, or like I'm really into the zodiac, so like you could find like a picture of your star sign. So like I'm a Pisces. But anyway, I love this little lamp. I got it from Target. I was one of those kids growing up that had like those stick-on glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling, and so like I'm not gonna do that here, obviously, but this is kind of fun. I don't turn it on enough, but at night it's like really nice to have like all the stars and stuff projected onto the walls. This is Pickle's bed. He used to use it all the time. He hasn't used it in a little while. As you can see, it's got his name on it. It's so cute. I got this from Amazon. I just looked up pet teepee. And they have all different sizes. They have like really big ones for like big dogs to small dogs, which I got a small dog one for Pickles because he's a pretty big cat. But it's so cute when he's sleeping in this. We call him Chief Pickle. And then moving on to the bed, I have never had a white bed in my life. I've always wanted one, but I was just too scared to get like white sheets and a comforter. Excuse me, because I self-tan, as I've mentioned before, and sometimes I'll eat in bed. And I was so scared of getting stains on it, but I've just learned that like if you know, wash your comforters and sheets with bleach pretty regularly, it's not a big deal. You know, it's not something that you should be like scared of getting stained because, you know, life happens. I'm really proud of these nightstands because I built them myself. This is my side. Keep my magazines here. My Switch is normally here when it's not, I don't know where it is right now. Journals, which I admittedly never use, but I just think they're really pretty, and again, I'm like really into stars and constellations and stuff. That is Moose. I got him in Montana at Glacier National Park, which is one of my favorite places on earth, and I love this moose because he reminds me of Montana, and he also reminds me of my parents' dog named Moose, who I love so much. So that's it for the bedroom. I'm standing by the window, so I'll just kind of give you a nice once over, but we love having white sheets, like I said, because in the morning the sun shines into our bedroom and we call it the cloud. We call our bed the cloud because it's like so heavenly to be in it. It's just, I would highly recommend white bed sheets if you're like a little bit scared of having white bed sheets. It's totally worth it. And in case you've noticed this is kind of interesting to note. As you can see, our screen has like lots and lots of holes in it. Basically, it started with having little holes in it at the beginning of quarantine just because of like storms and stuff, and the screens just need to be replaced because this side of our apartment like takes a lot of wind and rain and stuff whenever we have storms. And I asked our maintenance to replace it and they said, yeah, it normally wouldn't be a problem, but because of COVID, they're only coming in to fix like extremely important like emergency things. So this is just stayed looking kind of janky. Not a big deal. We don't really open the window anyway because it's cold now, but if you're wondering why our screen looks like this, no, we have not been shooting guns out of the screen. It's just from storms and stuff. And so to finish everything off, I'm gonna head into the second bedroom, which is kind of a mix of a lot of things. Actually, I'll start with my bathroom. So as I said before, we have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So this is my bathroom. And you may have seen this before when I filmed my, when I filmed my, I believe it's a quarantine get ready with me sort of deal. So not much to see here. I just got my little makeup and this shell. I'm obsessed with this shell. It's actually a night light, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I never use it, but it's so cute. It reminds me of being in Hawaii, and I have a lot of like shells and knickknacks and things from Hawaii from growing up there that I'd love to use in like our future place, but it's at my parents' house right now and we just haven't had a chance to move it. Just some hair stuff that I use, little hair clips and stuff in the shell dish. Nothing too sexy. Toothbrush. And then so now we're getting into my closet, and you're gonna recognize this last room because I have filmed here a few times, but I usually do it with the doors closed. And I will give sort of, before I show you the entire room, a sort of disclaimer. This room is not the prettiest because it's just a place where we've kind of tried to shove a lot of things in. Our dream is to one day, hopefully maybe at our next place, have 2 spare rooms because we don't have kids yet and we're not planning on having kids for a while. So we can each, my husband and I each have our own office and sort of our own space to call our own. But we have 2 bedrooms in this place, so we've had to kind of mush a lot of things in here. So this room is part my husband's office, part my dressing room, part guest room. So I'm gonna turn around and you'll see, it's, again, be warned, it's not the cutest room, but I still love it in here. So when you enter in from the hallway, you first come up to my sort of bookshelf that I use to display my purses and shoes. I used to have all of these purses and shoes in my closet, but I love having them out. It's so much easier to just grab them. And apologize for the lighting. I've been waiting to film this all day, and it's just been a really cloudy, shitty day. And then I'll just scoot over here now because I want to stay on my side of the room. So this is, as you can see, a clothing rack that I use to put together outfits, whether it's for work, like these are things that I'm going to wear to work next week. I do like to plan it out in advance because I'm so bad when I'm in a rush to like actually throwing together something nice. This dress I just shot for an Instagram photo, so if you want to see that, follow me at my Instagram at Caitlin_Mahina. I'll have it linked on the screen. And just some shoes. And then here, this is where I keep a lot of my clothes that are not in season. So right now it is late fall. And so I'm a big believer in, and I'll do a video about this later, I'm a big believer in constantly recycling my own wardrobe. So it almost feels like I'm constantly shopping my own closet. So at any given time, the clothing that I have out is only about a quarter of my wardrobe, and you guys might be like, what the heck, like that's crazy. Why are you cutting yourself off from like a lot of the clothes that you own? But again, for me, it like really challenges me to style things that I already own instead of just blindly buying more clothing. So again, I will do another video on that, but this is, I'm not going to go into it because most of these drawers are just going to explode if I open them. But I have like really heavy winter coats and like summer shorts and stuff like that in there. And then this, I love this little area. This is just like my sunglasses and perfume and jewelry area. Another fancy schmancy book. And then so now I am gonna get into my closet. It's the exact same layout as the closet that my husband has. I'm gonna have to step back. So it is a walk-in closet with a door on each end connecting the bedroom and the bathroom. And up top we have even more clothing that I'm not currently wearing or is in season. These bins on the side are like socks, bras, underwear, stockings, and like other under things, swimsuits. And if it looks a little bit empty, that's because, like I said, I give myself only like a quarter of my wardrobe at a time to work with in style. And so if it's not hanging here, that means that it's hanging on my clothing rack or I'm wearing it. So as you can see, tops sort of organized by color, not exactly, but pretty close. Belts, pants, then we come around here, more things. So as you can see, like those are boots that I use in the winter, and like that's a summer hat. So again, clothing that I'm not wearing right now. And then this side is just dedicated to my coats and dresses on that side. So if you're curious to see my coat collection, I will link it up above in the cards somewhere. I'm still learning about linking stuff in the cards, so hopefully I remember to do that. And then down there, nothing fancy, just like, I don't even know if this will focus, but like running shoes, bed slippers. And then I'm gonna quickly go into my husband's side. Again, I don't really want to get too deep into his stuff because it's his stuff. But I put this little leaning bookshelf together myself. I'm really proud of it. But my husband has had to do like a lot of work stuff throughout his time here in Virginia, like homework and paperwork and all that stuff. So it's been super beneficial to give him like an actual office space. So this is 100% his stuff. And then this, like he's really into reading. He hasn't had as much time lately. That's a picture of me and my brothers. I don't know why that's there. But again, I'm not gonna like give you too much information, but that is his area. And there's also like fun adult stuff there. And then this, if you're wondering, this is a cat bed. Again, this is one of those things like I'd rather not have it in the house, but our cat absolutely loves it. And so it's a really nice place for him to hang out in the afternoon. He gets sun, and it's also, as you can see, like a scratching post. So if you have an indoor cat and they're like getting kind of bored of like their current setup, definitely recommend picking it up. Just look up like window bed, like window cat bed on Amazon, and you whenever this gets too scratched up, you can just buy a replacement for this cardboard thing. But it's, you know, if it's between having a kind of tacky window cat bed and like having him rip all of our furniture to shreds, like I'm gonna go with the cat bed. And then arguably the ugliest part of the room, but you know what, it's fine, is this. And obviously we have, unfortunately, a TV box back here, and I'm really hoping we get some sort of garage in our next apartment, because, or our next wherever it is that we end up living, because as I said before, we are going to be taking that TV with us. But I guess if you're in the military or you move a lot, you understand that like you don't want to get rid of boxes like that, because we would be kicking ourselves later if we wanted to move our really nice TV, and we had a perfect box for it and we just didn't keep it. So I was thinking about moving that before the house tour started. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna show the reality of what's going on. And then finally, it is our futon. This was another hand-me-down from my in-laws' house that they just weren't using anymore, and I know it is just not cute to look at, but you know what, it has come in handy so many times, and it's really nice to lounge on. Mario used to have guests over pretty regularly back before COVID started, and it was always nice if, like, you know, he and his buddy, like, or a few buddies had like been out drinking or something, we had the space available to be like, hey, don't drive home, like, come here. Or if we had people visiting. So not super ugly, not super pretty, but love the concept of it. And honestly, I believe that's everything. I've covered bedroom, bathroom, living room, all that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. I hope you sort of enjoyed getting a look into our first place. We're really, really excited to move into our next place. We actually just finished working on paperwork to potentially live on base. We don't know if we're gonna live on base or off base yet. But we're super excited. I'm really excited to have our next place because we'll be there for hopefully a few years. So I'll definitely have more time, and now we have a bigger budget to actually like buy pieces of furniture that I'm in love with rather than just freebies. But again, I'm so, so grateful to my parents and my in-laws who have helped us a lot. If you've started an apartment or a living space from scratch, you know that it's really tough to furnish it. You'll probably spend like a few months with nothing. But yeah, that's all I have. If you want some more content from me, go ahead and follow me on my Instagram. I will put a little scroll of it here. And if you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe and click the thumbs up button. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm trying to get to my first 100 followers here on YouTube, because that means I get access to more sort of YouTube creator features, and so that would be really helpful for me. And that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!